Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the Eufy Security eufyCam 2C. Now, this particular camera has been around a while now, however it is still a really good camera, and I'm going to talk more about that and why it is throughout this video. Right at the start of this video, it's worth mentioning that you do need a Eufy Homebase 2 or 3. That's because the Homebase is used to save your video and also to create that out of home and cloud access for you. Therefore, it's this you need in order to access it on the phone app. Now, you can pick up packs that include these cameras, or maybe like me, you've actually already got a Homebase because you got one of Eufy's other camera products. And if you've been around on this channel for a while, you'll know that I've got one of their doorbells and one of their other outside cameras as well. I've put links to some of the packs that include the 2C and the Homebase below, but also some links just to the camera on its own. So let's start off with this camera and talk about the spec. So this camera costs £80 and is a fairly compact wireless outdoors camera. Of course, you can use it indoors if you like, but it is IP67 rated. In the box, you get a charging cable and also a wall mounting kit to allow you to easily fix it. This camera can film up to 1080p, which is full HD, and also has a night vision mode. As part of that, there's also an option to have a light, which is part of the device. It has a built-in battery, and this battery, according to Eufy, can last for up to 180 days. Now, of course, how long a battery life lasts for is going to depend on the motion sensitivity, how busy the area where you're putting the camera is, and also how kind of often you want to receive the notifications and the type of notifications you want. For example, notifications with a thumbnail will typically use a little bit more power. Now, in using this camera for about 3 months, I'd say Eufy are probably about right with the 180 days. However, I've got my sensitivity right up, and so actually I'd say mine is lasting slightly less than that. It also has some AI features built in which are really nice to see, because this allows you to only get notifications for things you want. This means you can set a human-only notification so you're not disturbed by stray animals in your back garden. It's worth noting that this feature only works in daylight. So what about the design of this camera? So this camera has a nice modern looking design with white rounded edges. The front of the camera is black, and then the back has a small grey flap under which you'll find the USB port for charging. This is a micro USB port. All in all, I think this looks pretty nice, especially when you mount it on your wall. So let's move on to talk about setup. Now, setting it up is really easy and is done via the Eufy app, which is available for Apple and Android. All you do is simply open the app, hit the plus and follow the instructions. From there, you can easily access the camera from the home screen, you can go back and view previous events, and you can edit a variety of settings. There's also the option to mute notifications for a certain amount of time. In the settings, you can do things like setting privacy areas, you can also choose the sensitivity levels and whether that light comes on at night or not. Now, unlike some of Eufy's other cameras, this camera doesn't have an anti-theft mode. This anti-theft mode on their other cameras emits a loud noise when someone tries to remove it and you haven't disabled that on your phone. Now, this camera not having that mode may or may not bother you. Personally, it wasn't something that bothered me when I was looking for this camera because it was going to go in my back garden. So let's talk about what this camera is like to use. And I've been using this camera for just over 3 months now, and I'm really impressed with it. Personally, I think the quality is really good. I found that notifications come through really quickly, although the thumbnail ones do take slightly longer. As someone who gets notifications through on my watch, I tend to find the normal one comes through first, and then a second later I get the photo one. This obviously isn't a big gap. One of the things I do like is that accessing that video feed is really quick even when you're out of home. Of course, you can also go back into the app and view previous events. And then of course, even footage shot in night mode is also really good quality, and it is slightly better if you use that light as well. Then finally, about using it, the best thing is that there are no subscriptions with this product. Because the video is stored on your Homebase and relayed to your phone via the cloud, there are no monthly subscriptions, unlike a lot of the competitors such as Ring and Blink. This means that whilst it might be slightly more expensive to start with, especially when you have to buy the Homebase as well, over the long term, it's actually going to pay for itself because you don't have those subscriptions. So all in all, what's the verdict? So the Eufy 2C is a great camera, and actually Eufy, in my opinion, offers some of the best home security and video doorbell options out there. And this is because they offer a really good quality product with no subscription to tie you in. Their app works really well and the cameras deliver great quality. That battery life also means you don't have to think about charging it very often, and you get a notification when that battery's getting a bit low on your phone. And then finally, it's also worth mentioning that it is compatible with Amazon Alexa, but there is no Apple HomeKit integration. That being said, if like me you would like to see this in your Apple Home app, you can achieve this with a Raspberry Pi and the Homebridge app. This is certainly something for more advanced users, but definitely worth mentioning. If you guys have got any questions about this camera, do stick them below and I'll answer those, because this is tech I've purchased for myself and tech I use on a daily basis. If you want to pick one up, I have put some links below, including some of the packages with the home bases in as well. There's Amazon and Eufy apps, although I do tend to find that the best prices are on the Eufy website a lot of the time. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys again soon.